more often than not, in the conversation, and because we get involved, people think that this is about money and money not being available. I just want to make this point very, very, very clear. There is money for paying the grants. There is money for paying whomsoever pays the grants. Parliament has before it an appropriation bill that will then legally authorize us to draw that money from the National Revenue Fund and to pass it to social development. The issue is not about that money. If, for instance, let's say, and it is in the very unlikely event, I want to underline and bold, in the very unlikely event that the money that's earmarked to pay the service provider were to get exhausted, which, if it were to happen, it would be next year. In other words, towards the end of the financial year, because the 2.3 billion, I think, is the money that's set aside for this now, right? You can just divide it by 12, roughly. It gives you a sense. It is a lot of money. It would take a long time to exhaust it. But if it were to be exhausted, in the unlikely event that it were to be exhausted, there is a route through which it can be augmented, which is first looking within the department or SASSA. Is there money somewhere that can be moved to this bit? And the minister said there was lots of that. And secondly, if you go beyond that, then it can be looked into the system. So I say this because before you realize it, we think that there is a problem. There isn't a problem of money. We are not here because, as Treasury, to talk about that part at all. Let there be no confusion about it. Because before you realize it, because we're here, not you, because you know the process, but elsewhere in people's heads, they say, these heartless people, there is no money to pay the grants. The money to pay the grants is there. The money to pay a service provider to deliver the grants is there. What doesn't exist is a contract to make sure that those things happen. That is what is at play. So it's very important to clarify. Now,